Hi everyone, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 67 for June 10th, 2026. Some awesome AI developments today, and we're going to make all of it make sense. Let's get into it. Picture this. Your phone suddenly becomes a pocket interpreter that jumps into any conversation without missing a beat. That is exactly what happened today with a new tool from Google called Gemini 3.5 Live Translate. It handles live speech-to-speech translation across more than 70 languages, starting the moment you speak and keeping the flow natural. Think of it like having a super fast interpreter in your pocket who listens to one person, grabs the meaning instantly, and speaks the translation in another language while the first person is still talking. The model makes quick choices about speed versus accuracy, so the back and forth feels smooth instead of choppy, almost like a skilled juggler keeping 3 balls in the air without dropping any. It also keeps the speaker's tone, pitch, and rhythm, so the translated voice still sounds like the original person, not some flat robot. This matters because language barriers start to disappear in everyday moments, whether you are chatting with a friend from another country on a video call or helping a family member at the doctor's office. Students could practice conversations with people around the world without waiting for subtitles or slow apps, which is pretty wild when you think about it. For you personally, this could change how you connect with people online or travel more confidently, since the model stays only a few seconds behind the speaker. You can try it right now in the Google Translate app on iOS or Android. Open the app, choose the conversation mode, pick 2 languages, and start speaking to watch the translation stream in real time as you talk. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, the deep dive where we look under the hood. You know how when you are texting a friend, your phone sometimes guesses the next word before you finish typing? Now imagine that same autocomplete has to do 3 things at once. Listen to what someone is saying right now, figure out the meaning in another language, and start speaking the translation while the first person is still talking. It also has to remember the tone of voice so the translation does not sound robotic, like a musician who keeps the original song's feeling while switching instruments. The model juggles these jobs by making tiny decisions every fraction of a second about whether to wait a little longer for better accuracy or to speak sooner for a more natural flow, similar to a relay runner deciding exactly when to pass the baton. It keeps a running memory of the conversation, so later sentences make sense with earlier ones, just like how you remember the start of a story when someone adds the ending. And that is basically what Gemini 3.5 Live Translate is doing when it translates speech in real time without awkward pauses. So next time someone says, real-time speech-to-speech translation, you can tell them it is basically supercharged autocomplete that listens, thinks, and talks at the same time. Not so scary, right? Let's move to some cool stuff you can try yourself. First up, you can make pictures using only emoji with tools like ChatGPT. This works because the AI reads the emoji as a creative prompt and fills in the scene with its own imagination, like turning a handful of puzzle pieces into a full picture. It is a fun, low-pressure way to experiment with image generation without writing long descriptions. Anyone with a free account can try it. Go to the ChatGPT website, start a new chat, and type something like, "a cat sleeping in a house under the sun," using those emoji symbols. See what scene it creates, then mix different emoji to tell a tiny story, and notice how the AI adds details you did not expect. Next, Google is using its Gemini tool to help the Argentine national team during the World Cup, turning the event into a showcase for AI. The system can analyze game data, suggest strategies, or create fan content in real time, acting like an extra coach who studies every play. It is a cool example of AI moving from phones into big live events. You can explore similar Gemini features yourself by opening the Gemini app or the Gemini website and asking it to analyze a sports clip or predict outcomes from public stats. Now for quick bits, starting with a financial experiment. Someone launched a test 8 months ago by handing several AI models real cash along with live stock market feeds. The aim was to track how those models would manage investments across many months under actual conditions. 5 of the models have now outperformed the S&P 500 benchmark. GPT delivered particularly strong performance within the group. The project supplies a direct, ongoing check on whether AI systems can make sound financial choices when given real resources and continuous data. Observers can watch how the models react to market shifts without any simulated environments involved. The results continue to update as the experiment runs forward. In another development, Germany's National Security Council approved a new institute called DEAISI to test powerful AI models for risks. The institute follows the structure of an existing group already operating in the UK. Its stated purpose is to examine models released by companies such as Anthropic and OpenAI prior to broad public release. Officials want to identify potential issues while the systems remain under controlled evaluation. The move reflects a wider pattern of governments treating advanced AI with the same scrutiny applied to other high-impact technologies. DEAISII will focus on safety assessments that check for harmful behaviors before deployment at scale. This approach mirrors regulatory steps taken with sectors like aviation and pharmaceuticals. The approval marks Germany's formal entry into dedicated AI oversight infrastructure. That's it for today. Remember, every AI expert started exactly where you are right now. If something we talked about today made you curious, go try it. That's literally how learning works. Stay curious, keep experimenting, and we'll see you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at @Nara Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the Nara Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give Unintended Consequences a listen. True stories of good intentions that backfired. You can explore the whole lineup at neuranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.